So we will have one for the Timberland boot. Okay. And that's all I have tonight.
Thank you very much. Any questions or comments for the town manager? Okay, thank you very much. Moving on to department reports. Any comments or questions regarding the department reports themselves? Councilor?
On the 14th, the Conservation Commission met. They had received a check from LCHIP.
Is this a department report?
Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry.
Committee report.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Maybe let's hold on that for just a second.
Sorry, my bad.
No, I do it all the time. Councilor Lamattina, you had a comment on the department reports.
I forget the name, but congratulations to the lady that works for the police department, on her citizenship. I couldn't pronounce the name of it.
Flavia Suarez Fonseca Duarte.
You have that? Okay.
I do.
Yes, that's her.
Well, congratulations to her.
That was awesome. Other comments on the department reports? Okay. If no other councilors have any, I have a few. For the police, yes, congratulations, Flavia, on passing your citizenship test. I'm so happy for you and so grateful you've chosen to work here in Newmarket. Officer Ruby, congratulations for being cleared for your solo assignment. That's awesome. And welcome home, Officer Furland. We are grateful to your service, for your service to our nation and our community. For fire, oh my gosh, there were so many like human congratulations this month. I was excited. Congrats to Peter King on your promotion to EMS lieutenant. That is awesome. Thanks, Steve, for giving us some information about sort of how the public works might be leveraging those additional funds because we've had such a warm winter. Let's see, wastewater, you're here, yay. I did have a question. It said we'll be doing quarterly PFAS sampling. I was just curious as to what we'll do with the information. What will we do when we get that? Where will it go?
So there's actually two sets of sampling that we're starting. One is on the public water system, which we've actually tested regularly. There's absolutely no PFAS in the town water. Absolutely none. Just want to make that clear. We are now beginning testing on the wastewater side. The EPA is requiring us to test quarterly on the influent and effluent at the wastewater treatment facility, the solids that are hauled off to the landfill, and we're required to go out and hit a couple places out in the collection system. And those are submitted to the EPA, and of course I'll end up reporting to you when those are done.
Okay. Awesome.
Can I ask a question?
Please.
How do we know whether the PFAS is coming from Newmarket or from, these trucks that have come in?
Oh, the PFAS is coming from Newmarket. Before we were getting the trucks in, we tested and UNH did a study. It's coming from us.
Okay, but so when we make a measurement, it will be a union of the Newmarket and the
Yes.
other stuff, whatever you call it.
Yes,
yeah.
the septic is coming in.
Right.
Yes. So it's just going to be.
We're not going to test septic separately.
No, we're not testing.
Right.
It's very expensive to do the testing.
Okay.
So just to be clear, there's no PFAS in the town water.
There is no PFAS
Okay.
in town.
Gotcha. Drinking. Gotcha.
Absolutely not.
Wanted to make sure.
Thank you very much. Okay, let's see. Thank you very much on that. For building safety, zoning, and health, once again, just congratulations to Sue Jordan on your retirement. I was delighted to attend the celebration, and it is clear that Sue will be missed. I had one question. That in building safety, zoning, and health, one of the things that they talked about, town manager, was that they had overhauled the way we track complaints and that it was working out better than expected. They'd mentioned that they'd worked with you on this a little bit, and I was just curious if you knew what they had changed. No problem. I should have emailed that. They're like, I was just curious. I was just curious and happy that whatever the change is working out. And to the planning department, thank you so much for your work on plans to incorporate more solar in public buildings. Yes.
Not something, all day long I kept saying I'm gonna say it during my report, and I completely forgot that I did right now. The chair received a call regarding the revaluation process, statistical update that's going on right now, and which had some questions on the process, and I'm gonna be working on a frequently asked questions guide for the counselors, so if you receive calls, you can answer them, plus we'll put it on the website, that they can find the information there as well.
Excellent.
So,
Thank you very much. Councilor Lamatino.
I have a question. It's unrelated to the reports, but it involves Sean. Can I bring that up now?
that's purely the council.
I think, sure.
Okay. Would it be possible to set up an open house some Saturday, June or July, for the public to come and tour the wastewater facilities? There was some questions after the Article 4 vote. Some people were complaining that,
We have done that in the past, and we can gladly do that again.
okay, coordinate that through the manager?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Excellent, thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Lamatino. Okay. Any other comments on department reports? Okay. Now we will move on to committee reports. Are there any committee reports this evening? Councilor Ward.
Yes, the Conservation Commission met on the 14th. They received a check from LCHIP for easement monitoring for $550. We had a presentation by Lauren White, a UNH graduate student, who presented on reducing turtle mortality on New Hampshire roads. Apparently there's an endangered species of turtle around here called the blanding turtle, and so it was all about the ways you can make crossings better for turtles to get across. Also, I asked, a turtle can get across a road in about 4 minutes if it's motivated. So
So we need more motivated turtles.
Yes. Well, yes, there's also things just like making sure culverts that go underneath the roads aren't blocked off. Things about like line of sight, so like a turtle can see where it can go, or people can see if something's on the road. I also learned that a problem they have is that beavers like to block culverts, so that's nature fighting nature. And we reviewed a draft land acquisition critical evaluation checklist, just a checklist to look at land for possible conservation easements in the future, just a checklist to be like whether or not this fits in what we need to do and such. And we got a letter of support for our sewer force main in replacement to. Oh, they sent a letter of support for the sewer force. Sorry, my notes are not. Yeah, I'm not sure. There's also a letter was sent regarding the force main. It was positive. So. Oh, and the Wigan Farm kiosk raising is on Earth Day, April 20th.
What was that?
Wigan Farm kiosk. Yep.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Any questions for Councilor Ward?
Couldn't a teenage mutant ninja turtle get across them faster than 4 minutes?
Yes, but I don't think they're native to the area. I think they're native to Dover. Yeah.
Well played, sir. Any other questions for Councilor Ward? Ninja Turtle related or otherwise? Okay, thank you very much. Any other committee reports this evening? Councilor Blackstone.
So the planning board met yesterday, and we pretty much substantially approved the planning of a 41 unit plus a commercial in the railroad district, which is just over the bridge and down that little hill. So they're ready to roll.
Okay.
Now, when we approve these things, I guess just let me say this. We give them a time period that if it isn't completed within a certain amount of time, then it goes away. And those time periods are in the order of 3 to 5 years. Okay, so ready to roll means within 3 years. Okay. They're not turtles. They're a lot slower than turtles.
Thank you. And questions for Councilor Blackstone? Councilor White?
You said 41 units?
Yeah.
What type of units?
They're all single bedroom, like 500 square foot units. They're very small. It's considered workforce housing, but it is not subsidized.
So size-wise, it's considered.
Yeah.
Price-wise, it's not.
I don't know. I don't know.
It's
Yeah.
market rate.
Trying to
It's
clarify.
market
Yes, we had
rate.
staff meeting today,
So-
it's market rate.
Okay.
So,
Yeah,
in
market
other
rate.
words, it's
Yeah.
not. Thank you.
I have no idea what one-bedroom apartments like that run for, but.
Okay. Other questions for Councilor Blackstone? All right. Any other committee reports this evening? Okay. We will move on then to ordinances, resolutions and ordinances in the second reading. And we have one this evening, and it's Resolution 2023-2024-34, and that's the water treatment plant acid room. And at this time, I would accept a motion to approve that resolution.
I will make a motion to approve the resolution.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. And Dr. Grieve, if you could speak to that.
Okay, thanks for having me. We constructed a brand-new drinking water facility to treat the water, to remove arsenic from the Tucker and McIntosh wells. When that facility was constructed, we have a acid room that is in where the acid is used in the treatment process to remove the arsenic. In that room, we had a problem of off-gassing, which pretty much destroyed the room. We received a settlement to fix the room of $245,000. We received a bid to repair the room for $253,816. There's a little bit of difference in there because there's some improvements in that room to actually make it better than what it was before. So that's the little bit of the difference. We also received a second bid, a higher bid for $266,600. So what I'm here today for is to ask you to approve $259,000 to include contingency in that in case we find something else. The whole goal is actually to make it come in less than what that bid is and do everything we can. But to be on the safe side, I'm asking you to approve a $259,000 to be set aside for this and to approve the town manager to enter into an agreement with T-Bach, who was the lowest bidder, to perform this project and make this asset what it was supposed to be in the first place.
Thank you very much. Questions for the director? No? Oh, Councilor Matina.
If we were to do nothing, and I'm not proposing that we do this, but if you were to do nothing, what happens?
We'll continue to pay more for acid because we actually have to use the lower amount. Also, a lot of the equipment in there will cease to and fail to work. The control boards and pumps and all those things because the acid is eating away at them.
So it is something that is absolutely necessary.
Absolutely necessary, yes.
Other questions? I did have one. So we got a settlement agreement for $245,000, and we're proposing a project cost of $259,000. So the net cost of the town for this would be $14,000.
Well,
Is it, or not so much?
Ideally, the net cost on the estimate, it's if we turn something underneath it that we did. I'm asking for a contingency.
Right.
I feel that we can get underneath that 253.
Okay.
It's just we have to get into that project. I'm not sure what the net, but the ultimate net is between the 259 and the 245.
Okay.
But ideally, I'm feeling pretty confident that we're not going to have to use that contingency. And we are looking for ways, I've already started to talk with the contractor on things that we could possibly do to drive that cost down to the 245.
Okay.
So that's what's happening.
Thank you. Any other questions or any discussion on this resolution? Okay. Seeing none, if you could call the roll, please. Thank you.
Council Blaisberg?
Aye.
Council Matina?
Aye.
Council Dornblue?
Aye.
Council White?
Aye.
Council Blackstone?
Aye.
Council Ward?
Aye.
Council Conley?
Aye.
Motion passes 7-0.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Excellent. And the next item on our agenda is item 9, and that is to consider nominations, appointments, and elections, and we have 4 this evening. So we'll go through those. The first is Tom Jones' appointment to the Conservation Commission as a full board member with a term expiring April 2027, and I would accept a motion to approve that appointment.
I will approve that. Or, yeah, I'll make a motion.
Thank you.
Second.
And
It's too exciting.
It's
I
not
can
unusual.
understand. It's a very it's an exciting appointment. Is there a does anyone know Mr. Jones or want to speak to this?
Yes, he is currently on the Conservation Commission as an alternate member. He has been there pretty much every meeting since I started to be there. He always is involved, and he's been involved. He's involved in the discussion, and I'm glad he wants to be in a full-time member now.
Awesome. Any questions or discussion?
My parents have his records.
Oh, Tom Jones. Oh.
I'm sure he's never heard that. Okay. Seeing nothing of substance, wondering if you could call the roll, please.
Please.
Aye.
Council Lamatina?
Aye.
Council Dornblue?
Aye.
Council White?
Aye.
Council Blackstone?
Aye.
Council Ward?
Aye.
Council Conley?
Aye.
Motion passes 7-0.
And both congratulations and apologies to Tom Jones. Our next appointment is Michael, I'm going to mess this up, Pelzar?
Yep.
As reappointment as the cemetery trustee with a term expiring in April 2027, and I would accept a motion to approve that reappointment.
I'll make a motion to approve Michael Pelzar to the cemetery trustee.
I will second it.
Excellent. Is there any discussion on Mr. Pelzar's reappointment? Councilor Lamatina.
Mr. Pelzar is a longtime resident of Newmarket, and he's also the director of the Pelzar Funeral Home. I can't think of anybody that's more appropriate for a cemetery trustee.
Excellent. Any questions or other discussion? Okay. Seeing none, if you could call the roll.
Council Blaisberg?
Aye.
Council Lamatina?
Aye.
Council Dornblue?
Aye.
Council White?
Aye.
Council Blackstone?
Aye.
Council Ward?
Aye.
Council Conley?
Aye.
Motion passes 7-0.
Okay, our third appointment this evening is Sam Kenny, a reappointment to the Riverfront Advisory Committee with a term expiring in April 2027. And at this time, I'd accept a motion to approve that reappointment.
I will make the motion.
Excellent,
I'll second.
excellent. And is there any discussion on Mr. Kenny's reappointment? Councilor Lamatina.
Mr. Kenny, he's currently the chair of the Riverfront Advisory Committee. He's also on the Conservation Committee, a longtime Newmarket resident. He's an excellent choice for this committee.
Any questions or discussion? Okay, if you could call the roll, please.
Council Blaisberg?
Aye.
Council Lamatina?
Aye.
Council Dornblue?
Aye.
Council White?
Aye.
Council Blackstone?
Aye.
Council Ward?
Aye.
Council Conley?
Aye.
Motion passes 7-0.
And our final reappointment this evening is John Reddy, reappointment to the Housing Authority as Housing Authority Commissioner with a term expiring April 2029. And I would accept a motion to approve this reappointment.
I will make a motion.
Do I have a second?
I will second.
Excellent. Any questions or discussion on Mr. Reddy's application for a reappointment to the Housing Authority Commissioner? Okay, seeing none, if you could call the roll, please.
Council Blaisberg?
Aye.
Council Lamatina?
Aye.
Council Dornblue?
Aye.
Council White?
Aye.
Council Blackstone?
Aye.
Council Ward?
Aye.
Council Conley?
Aye.
Motion passes 7-0.
Thank you very much. And on to new business. We have no resolutions in the first reading this evening, so I'll move on to correspondence to the town council. Is there any this evening,
There are
town
none.
manager? Okay. And I'll now move on to closing comments. Are there any closing comments by town councilors this evening? Nope. Councilor Lamatina.
I have two. One for the town manager. Earlier, I had sent a note, a Newmarket resident was offering to donate some land for a solar array.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to look at it yet.
Okay, I'd like to be able to get back to her at some point.
Yeah, but it was just sent today. I haven't had time to talk to the engineer, and
Oh, okay, all right, I had sent that.
I have to check. I'm sorry.
Okay, all right, thank you. The other thing, April 21st, Sundays, the 10th annual Newmarket trash pickup, roadside pickup. Anybody that's interested in doing that, 9 o'clock at the library, they can pick up some bags and street assignments.
Thank you, Councilor Lamatino. Any other closing comments this evening? Councilor Blackstone.
So earlier tonight, the town manager suggested that we look at how people are selected for committees assignments, right? And whether we should form a committee to look at these people. As some of you may remember, we had decided a while ago that to get people on these committees is tough, and so we should, if they want to do it, we should let them do it. But I think a better approach would be if the council were to ask the committee for its opinion on this person. Because I know in the past there was a particular person that that a certain committee wasn't interested in the person, and we approved them, and it kind of went that way. But I think, for instance, Tom Jones, I'm just picking a name here, right? But I think if we were to ask that the chairman of the Conservation Commission give us a recommendation as to whether they would like Tom Jones to be part of the committee, would be very helpful to us. And then we don't have to sit here and judge anybody, but at least then we know that the people we're recommending are people that are wanted. That's my comment.
And then the process would be then to work with you to bring that up as a rule change.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Councilor Ward.
Just say, like, I agree with Scott. It makes most sense that the committee, that the person we joining would have a say in, and you should be able to say and give their input on possible candidates. And over there.
Councilor Glazebrook.
I sort of agree. I also think that if someone is vocal about a different opinion than the committee or commission, and they don't want that opinion on the committee or commission, they might say no.
Food for thought. I would recommend that if Councilor Blackstone, if you'd like to submit this as a rule change, then at our next meeting would be a really good time to debate that once it's actually formally proposed.
Okay.
Councilor White.
I would go even further in stating that on one hand, we state that we never get enough volunteers to go onto committees. And here we we're talking about forming a committee to analyze whether the person's needed or wanted. The need, if there's an opening and there's a candidate that qualifies as a resident of Newmarket, then they have filled the desire for a volunteer. And I don't think scrutinizing, or whatever you want to call it, would help the process any, and would help other candidates. It would not encourage anyone to volunteer if we go too deep into people's desires of what to do. We're asking someone to volunteer, and if they want to volunteer, let them volunteer. And whose job is it to say, no, we don't want you because?
Legally, it's the council.
And what do we base that on? When all we have is an application in front of us.
That's what the point is.
Yeah.
That's the point of the interview process, is to
Yeah.
see if there's a reason. And I think one other thing you take into consideration, which has been rare, but it has happened, 2 candidates for the same office. And has happened for committees, so. It's just a vetting process.
All right. Thank you very much, counselors. Any other closing comments by counselors this evening? Okay. If, seeing none, our next meeting is April 3rd, 2024. And if there are no objections, I will consider us adjourned. Thank you very much, everybody.